Yeah, I'm on the road again, and why this time? Well, because of the solar eclipse on April 8th. Almost all of the U.S. will experience a certain amount of the eclipse. For example, at my home in Delaware, the sun will be covered by about 88%. But to get to 100%, or totality as they call it, I realized I needed to travel. And finding a place to stay on this path began years ago for a lot of people, but as usual, I started late. However, as I looked at the eclipse path, I was curious when I saw it passed over the western portion of the Erie Canal Trail between Buffalo and Rochester, near the quaint little towns of Middleport and Gasport. So one of the first things I did was to contact Joe, a longtime channel subscriber with whom I'd been discussing a possible spring ride. Together, we decided what better way to contemplate life than in the midst of two natural wonders. So here it is the day before the eclipse, and we're getting settled into the campsite and getting in some awesome trail riding before the big event.
So there's a 5-mile stretch that is closed right now. How you doing? So we navigated successfully, and the canal is drained. That looks different. Look at that.
Eclipses are a natural phenomena that occur when celestial bodies pass between one another, blocking the sun's rays. Lunar eclipses occur when the moon passes through the Earth's shadow, and solar eclipses occur when the Earth passes through the moon's shadow. Eclipses vary due to two really important factors. One is that the moon's orbit is tilted 5% relative to Earth's orbit. It's not perfectly on the same plane. The other factor is that the moon's orbit, as well as our own orbit relative to the sun, is not perfectly circular, but rather elliptical, which means the distances between the three vary over time.
Medina Culvert's got to be one of my favorite spots, but I have never walked down to the bottom to look through the tunnel. What do you know? Ripley's, believe it or not. Very cool.
Globally, solar eclipses of all varieties occur several times a year, but what makes this eclipse so unique is that the alignment of the Earth, Moon, and Sun result in a complete or total eclipse of the Sun, where the Sun is completely blocked by the Moon. This results in almost nighttime darkness during the day for several minutes. It's also unique in how widely the eclipse will cover the U.S. this time. You know, my apologies. Let's kick it back to the Ride Along Adventure Studio in order to gain a little more insight. As you know, I enjoy perspective, and that begins with understanding scale. So bear with me. If we shrunk the Earth down to the size of a golf ball, yeah, we're playing with golf balls again, The moon would be about the size of a pea. And yeah, I know this isn't a pea. I don't have any peas in the freezer, so just bear with me. And at the scale of a pea, it would be about an arm's length distance from the Earth, which in reality is about 240,000 miles, a distance that's already hard to grasp. But what about the sun? Too many textbooks do an incredible disservice to young scientific minds by showing our solar system as a short hop from one planet to another, but it just isn't so. At this scale, the sun would be 14 feet in diameter, and it would be positioned about a quarter of a mile away. So just take that in for a moment. Eclipses are incredible from this perspective of distance. All right, let's get back to riding.
Does anybody remember the famous duck races right here? They have a winner. Nice ride.
It was. Can't go wrong up here. Not looking good.
Really?
Big cloud.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's not looking promising. Well, after an absolutely beautiful, beautiful day yesterday, it's going to be overcast. I don't know. It's iffy for the afternoon, which would be a real bummer, but well, we're going to make the best of it. Go do some riding this morning before all the festivities this afternoon. So let's go. Gasport.
Throughout history, people have connected eclipses to omens, good and bad, and other supernatural causes. Given the proximity to this year's Easter celebrations, some point to the darkness recorded on Good Friday as an occurrence of an eclipse. Ancient cave paintings depict an eclipse from over 3,000 years ago. In 1200 BC, 2 Chinese astronomers were apparently executed for failing to predict an eclipse. The Mayans kept meticulous record of eclipses, as well as Native Americans who incorporated eclipses into legend and cultural practices. In ancient Greece, during a battle between 2 warring factions, an eclipse occurred which they took as a sign to lay down their weapons in peace. If only that might occur today. In looking at history, this was not the first total eclipse to grace the western Erie Canal area. An eclipse happened on June 16, 1806, which was a time of great debate about the very need for the canal itself. This was a time when early pioneers were considering options across the landscape, and people were dreaming of what a canal might bring to their towns and indeed the entire country. While there's no record, I wonder if the canal's early supporters saw the eclipse as a sign to keep going. Then there was another one in February of 1831 during a time of debate about widening the canal to expand its benefits. Almost like bookends, two eclipses marking the canal's significance. Needless to say, eclipses are times of wonder and awe. And even though scientists can predict these events with incredible detail now, it is nevertheless a moment for us to watch and wonder, contemplate a deeper level of perspective about our very existence. I've said it before and will no doubt say it a million times more. Life is amazing, and this sort of rarity is just another proof that we ought to appreciate it all the more.
So Joe and I just finished an invigorating, awesome 40-mile ride. And even though yesterday was absolutely beautiful, clear, this is what we're dealing with now. And we are, what, 2 hours away?
3.
3 hours from the total, yeah, 3 hours from the total eclipse. It is not looking good. So I was thinking while I was riding, if it all falls apart, I'm gonna put a few totally janky animations in this video, and you can vote for which one you like best. I have to laugh at the absurdity of this whole thing. Yesterday was so beautiful. Crystal clear. Let me introduce you to my Sony ZV-E10 with my 210mm telephoto lens. I had practiced for weeks taking pictures of the sun. I am capturing a time lapse up on top of the van with my GoPro, so that will be essentially the only footage of this event. Oh well. You win some, you lose some.
It is pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting dimmer.
Yeah, it should be coming up here.
3:11. I wonder if we'll see, I mean, we can see the horizon almost. If we'll see those clouds, it's going to approach from the southwest, right? So we'll see.
Yeah.
If we see those clouds get dark first.
Oh, right. I know what you mean. Yeah, sure. Actually watch the shadow come over.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of why I've got it positioned the way I have. Is it's on wide. So I've got the bottom set on the horizon. So you got the full field of view. Yeah, can you feel that? I mean, it seems like it's
getting darker, isn't it?
It's getting noticeably darker by the second.
that light band, I think we're going to pull it. I think we're going to lose that. It's getting dark over there.
Yeah. Wow.
There it comes. I'm surprised to see that. Red.
Mm.
Behind us, you still see that. Now the show is over there. It's still on
Oh, firing off fireworks or something?
Yes.
Well, here we go. Wow. Wow, was that really 3 minutes? Wow.
That was impressive, but it would have been a lot more impressive.
That's still pretty awe-inspiring.
Those birds are acting up.
Yeah, they're all freaked out.
There's the first person clearing out.
Yeah, I'm done.
So no more in the continental United States for 20 years.
I think it's 20 years, yeah. My good friend Bob was nearly 600 miles away in Indiana and captured some amazing photos that he was willing to share for this video. Thanks, Bob.
right, well, thus ends another adventure. No, I don't want to phrase it like that. Thus ends another chapter in the great adventure. How about that? Does that sound better? Why does that sound better? You know, look, I'm still a little bit in denial. Laying in a tent last night, and I just could not accept that we got clouded out and it was over. I just can't. Even this morning, you know, yesterday afternoon and last night and this morning even, you know, friends that were along other parts of the path were sending me pictures and videos, and you know, good for them. I was happy for them, but you know, well, you know, it is what it is. But funny part of yesterday, you know, Joe and I retreated to a little pub for an adult beverage, and the official eclipse ended at about, I want to say like 4:30 something, and by 4:40 the sun came out. And we like turned our chairs where we didn't look outside because it was just like injury to insult. And then, you know, through the rest of the day yesterday, they had little wispy clouds, but it was basically clear. Anyway, sometimes you get the W, sometimes you get the L. We got the L yesterday. Well, okay, but I do think there's a couple glass half full kind of realities. The moment of the total eclipse was very awe-inspiring. You know, it's not like a sunset where the sun just dims gradually and then, you know, goes down over the horizon. It's hard to describe. There's kind of a strange glow, even with all the cloud cover. And then all of a sudden, it's just, whoop, the light goes out. And it's dark. It was dark for whatever, 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I think, where we were at. Yeah, that was a very, very cool moment. Obviously, just a small part of the whole eclipse, but I enjoyed that. Second comment is, look, getting 2 days of riding on the Erie Canal Trail it's worth the drive all by itself. I just love that trail. It's such an amazing place to visit. It's a beautiful, beautiful setting, especially, you know, Western New York where we were. That area is my favorite part of the Erie Canal Trail. It was great. And my third favorite thing, this actually should have been first. I'm sorry. Should I go back and edit it? This is number one. This is number three. Joe goes into the SNG Hall of Fame immediately. SNG, super nice guy. Joe gets the distinction of having some of the best stories I've ever heard. Good guy. Thank you, Joe. It was a great chance to meet you and hang out. Appreciate it. Well, all right. Hey, what's the next adventure? This is, what is today? This is Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Saturday, I'm jumping on the big Amtrak train to head south to, once again, you guessed it, heading back to Florida. I know that's crazy, given how many times I've been down there, but I'm going to meet up with another super nice guy named Kevin. You probably remember Kevin from some of the other videos. We're finally going to do a, what are we going to do, 5 days? Another coast-to-coast trip. Not on the Florida coast-to-coast trail, but another coast-to-coast route. So I'm not going to share anything more about that. You got to stay tuned. So look, click that subscribe button and the little bell, and then you know what? When that video comes out, you'll get to hear about that one, okay? Thanks for watching, folks. Sorry for the disappointment on the eclipse stuff, but, well, you know, I don't control the weather. So, anyway, take care. Hope you have a good one.